Hello, everyone, and welcome to the weekly Oracle Wisdom. My name is Natalie Sadie, and I hope that you all had an amazing weekend. Here in Southern California, it is a perfect start to this new week, the third week in October. Can you believe it is almost November? It is almost Thanksgiving, and 2024 is close to the end. That blows my mind. I swear to God, it was New Year's Eve not that long ago. Okay, so we are just going to get straight into this. I am using a MahrukhX deck to start, but I'm actually using a different one. I just thought we would mix it up. So instead of the Ascending Life Oracle, I have the Clarifying Life Situations Oracle. I just think it's nice when we have different cards and sort of see what the energies are telling us. Okay. Encounter. An unexpected encounter will slowly alter the course of your life. Keep an open mind. Surprise meeting by chance. You always have to stay open to whoever is coming into your life and crossing your path. There is a reason for everyone and everything, and you don't always know how things are going to present when you first meet someone. And I've talked before about being upset about certain job opportunities that haven't gone my way when it was all that I wanted. And yet a year later, I'm sitting in a different place with a different job and reflecting on everything and sitting there realizing that if I hadn't have missed out on that job, if I hadn't gone down this different path, I wouldn't have crossed paths with these people who were so instrumental in my life. So just keep an open heart, keep an open mind to whoever sort of presents himself to you in the coming week. Not everybody is going to be somebody significant, but clearly there is somebody that is coming in that is going to have an effect on our life and the trajectory of that. The second card is good choices. Expect a positive outcome from the good choices you've made in the past. In alignment, forethought. And we've been talking about the things that are presenting over the last couple of months, really, not even the last few weeks, and the new projects that we're working on and things we're working towards, and about how things don't necessarily happen overnight, but they're all happening for a reason. And I think this is a time where things are starting to come together and you're going to be able to start seeing how that presents to you. And sometimes we need that encouragement so that we know we are on the right track and that we need to continue walking down that road. Creative forces. Your creativity is endless. The creative power you hold within is far greater than you realize. Artist, inspiration, innovation. It's time to tap into that creativity that we all have. And I know some people are more creative, more artistic than others, but we all have it. When we're kids and we're in prep or pre-K, we're constantly doing artwork and pasting things together and painting and drawing and doing all this sort of stuff. And some of us have imaginary friends, and there are all these different games and things that we play. And a lot of us lose that sort of creative spirit as we get older because we're told certain things are silly or childish or whatever. But it's the creatives in this world that create beautiful new things for us to look at and enjoy. And, you know, you're still a creative if you're creating content and putting that online, whether it be TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. So tap into that part of yourself now. It's going to be incredibly helpful. And don't let anybody discourage you. I think people, if they don't have the same vision or if they can't see what it is you're seeing or trying to create, and sometimes when we try and explain things, people don't necessarily understand what it is that we're putting out there. And don't let other people get in your head. If you have a vision and you think it's something that needs to be put out to the world, even if it can help or encourage one person or I don't know, give somebody joy, then it's worth it. The world needs to be more beautiful. Path to plenty. You will have no problems getting what you need in life. You will be given more than enough. Abundance, luxury, comfort. So if you've been listening to your soul's calling, like I have been talking about for months, and I think I mentioned this briefly last week. We didn't pull the card, but it was about potential, and the picture on the card is a new tree with little sprouts on it. And I've been talking about nurturing that and going down that path. I feel like this is the grown-up version of that tree. And if you're following the things that you know in your soul you're meant to be doing, all these rewards, they're coming your way, and you need to be ready for it. And I still think, though, you need to continue to work. It's not, okay, we're getting the signs now that I'm doing the right thing, and so now I can kind of take the foot off the gas. No, you still have to keep going. Ascension, you're shifting from one reality to a higher vibrational reality. Time to soar to new heights. Thriving, increase, take off. The other thing we've been talking about for the last couple of months is doing the soul work and digging deeper and leveling up. And again, I feel like it's a really positive week. Just everything, we're getting the signs that the level up is happening both in the physical plane and in the spiritual plane. And with the wildness of the astrology, we've got Pluto, which is about to ingress back into Aquarius. We're not going to see Pluto in Capricorn again for the rest of our lives. We are moving towards a Mars retrograde. We have another Mercury retrograde coming up. You've got all of these planetary things going on. And so I think it's a perfect time to have a bit of a break from all of this and be able to get those rewards and encouragement, so that as these planetary alignments and placements come up, we are able to navigate because we've gotten the signs and encouragement that we are on the right path. And if you've been doing the soul work and that ascension is happening, you're automatically going to be vibrating on a higher frequency, which is an incredible thing. And that also makes it easier to move through everything that's coming in. This card, I'm going to pull one more, is explore options. Explore new opportunities and look into other options that you may not have noticed before. Choices, opportunities, refocus. I wouldn't be surprised if this is because of somebody that you encounter. If it's somebody that's going to alter the course of your life, it makes sense that there is an opportunity that comes up or a new doorway that gets opened because of this person. And maybe the doorway was always there, but you needed this person with the key to unlock it, to move down there. But be open to the opportunities that are coming in. The other thing is, when you're doing the work, things that you didn't know existed further up the path start to become visible to you. And this is why we never stop, we never quit, we never just accept what is. We keep working because there is so much more that is untapped, unrealized, and that possibly always felt out of reach. And now all of a sudden it's within reach. The opportunities are there for you. And that's such an exciting and incredible gift. So the last card from this deck is planning phase. Take a step back and plan the necessary steps to move forward so you may turn your goals into reality. Strategy, research, plotting. So that to me is just a confirmation card that when I said, just because we're getting the confirmation, which is a wonderful thing, that we're moving in the right direction, things are coming together, we're doing everything that we're meant to be doing. It's not a time to stop doing the work. It's not a time to take your foot off the gas. You need to continue moving forward, planning how this is going to play out, at least at this point in time. Obviously, things can always change. So the next deck, I'm just going to pull 3 of these, the Rainbow Oracle, Jasmine, Safi. I love this deck. I'm obsessed with it. I love any deck that has the rainbow edges. The artwork is exceptional. If you haven't seen this deck before, prepare to be wowed. And this deck is from Australia. Jasmine lives, I think she's on the west coast of Australia. So got to support the fellow Aussies. Resilience. When the world meets you with indifference, you set in motion a better way. So to me, this reading, as much as it's about you're going to get the confirmation and the opportunities are starting to present themselves, you're still going to be met with resistance along the way. And that's just the human way of life. There are always, it's layered. First of all, it's part of the human experience. You can't have the good without the bad. The other thing is there are always going to be people that are jealous, are envious, don't want to see other people succeed for whatever messed up reason. But all of that is their shit. It is not yours. And you need to cut any ties that you have with those people. It doesn't mean you have to cut them out of your life, but you cut the energetic ties with them. But you need to persist. You need to continue on your path and not let those people and those things get in your head, under your skin, and you need to continue. And if people say no, or if there is a roadblock there that gets in your way, that's where you have to realize it may not look the way you pictured it, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. You just need to get to your end goal a different way. And that's part of the resilience of you going, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to let it stop me. It might rattle me, but I will find a workaround. One of my favorite sayings, and this started for me many years ago, but I was constantly told no in the things that I was trying to achieve. And my saying became, I do not accept that. Even on the phone to a company where you've got people that are reading a script over and over and over again, and you're trying to have a logical, common sense conversation with them, and they're just repeating the same things. They're not hearing what you're saying, and what they're saying isn't relevant to your issue at the time. And I just got to a point where I said, I don't accept that. We have to find a solution, and we can then all move forward. And you know what? 99% of the time, there is another way. There is a solution. It's how you approach the problem and how you try and find the workaround. So keep that in mind if you're facing roadblocks. The next one is why speak. Your words are your vibrational, authentic communication. Your words are your vibration. Authentic communication opens the voice of clarity and wisdom. So tap into what's true for you, and you have to find your voice. You cannot let other people overpower you. Speak clearly, be direct, and say exactly what you mean. And look, admittedly, people don't always like that. I am someone who is so direct, and I have some male friends that always say you're not like any other woman. And it's because, and he's generalizing with the women in his life, so please don't everybody take this personally, but he always says you're not like most other women. You say what you mean, and you mean what you say. There are no games with me. There aren't. And that way, in my world, nobody can get upset with me. Nobody can accuse me of doing anything. And if they don't get it and they don't get on board and they don't want to move in that direction with me, that's fine. But I haven't misled them in any way. And I find it's so much easier to move through the world. And sometimes people drop off when you are being so direct and so honest. But you know what? The people that appreciate it and the people that you need in your life, they stay. Communication, honesty, and speaking with conviction is probably one of the biggest strengths you can have in this world. So tap into that. And for some people, they struggle to find their voice. it will be the most empowering thing you'll ever do, because you know what? When you ask for things, the answer may be no, but what if the answer is yes and you never asked? So tap into that, be very clear in your communication about what it is you want and need, and you'll be amazed at what it can do for you. And the final card from this deck is Digital Warrior. The voice of freedom comes in many forms. Your connection to the divine is your power cord of light. When you're tapping into your higher power and your reason for being here on this earth, and you're doing the work so that you can ascend, it's an incredibly powerful place to be. You combine that with speaking into this reality what you need, what you mean, all of that, you become unbeatable. So it's time to tap into all of that. All of this is within you and within your own power. It just comes down to, are you prepared to do the work? Are you prepared to stand up and be your own biggest defender? Because nobody else is going to do it. Some of us are lucky and we have people that will stand behind us, stand with us. But for a lot of us, we're out there in the world on our own. And you have to do it for you. Donna is in the comments on YouTube, and she said, I've had to tone it down a tad. My words get delivered with an iron fist and a velvet glove. Listen, I've had to learn sometimes how to deliver the message while still being authentic and honest. And sometimes I need outside help with that, because I'll call a girlfriend and say, listen, this is what I want to say to this person. This is how I want to respond. And they just go, okay, but you can't say it like that, because it's too direct. And the way it will affect the other people is a little bit much. But you know what? Sometimes when you have somebody just help you frame it a little bit differently, it's not that you're not being honest. It's not that you're not being direct. It's just softening the delivery. And sometimes that's necessary. Okay, I think 2 of these and then we're done. This is a Dragon Oracle card, because as you see on the thumbnail, I was feeling very connected to the dragons today. So the first one is Green Dragon. Help you tune into the secrets of nature. Receive answers and guidance from nature. Align with your divine essence. I've talked multiple times about the importance of connection and grounding, and I think it's impossible to really ascend in a meaningful way if you're not grounding and connected to nature. And there's a million ways you can do it. You can have a grounding mat if you don't have somewhere where you can go and take your shoes off. You can go stand on the earth, on the grass if you've got it, at your own property, in somebody else's backyard. If you can't do that, go put your hands on a tree. I know it sounds nutty if you're not used to doing it, but I mean, where I live, it's so built up. There's so many apartments, but I go walking almost every day. And if I can't ground in a meaningful way, when I'm walking, I'll stop for 10 minutes and just put my hands on trees and just breathe. And what that does for the soul is absolutely incredible. So this is your reminder to go out into nature and ground and connect. And if you look at this artwork on this card, you can see, hang on, let me put those down. You can see here there's a key. To me, that is the key to connection, to spiritual growth, and to ascension. The key is in nature. It's always been in nature. And so I think so often in this world, it is so easy to disconnect from that. And it's so important to have that reminder and to go out and do it. When I was in Hawaii a couple of weeks ago, I haven't been that grounded in the longest time. And for me, my grounding was being in the ocean. Oh my gosh, is there anything better than being in the waves and the water moving and the ions just cleansing your entire body? So you use what you can where you are, but that is the secret to really connecting in a super meaningful way. And the final card is Sunshine Yellow Dragon. Helps you to help animals, serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. My happy place is with any animal at all. And they are a part of nature. There is no malice. There are no games with any animals. I know we talk about being sly as a fox and cunning as a coyote, or wily as a coyote, but they're just trying to survive and do what they need to survive in the wild. Animals they're not playing you off against each other. They're not telling you can't achieve something because they don't think that you can. They are just there with divine love, divine connection to the earth, and I think it's important to take those lessons on from them. So clearly we need to connect to nature, to animals, to our animal spirits this week. So go out and do that. It's a super positive week. We just need to remember to keep working, to not give up, to not let other people derail us from where it is we're going. And we're all capable of this. That's honestly, I know it can be tricky, but it's one of the easiest things that we can do. And if you do feel yourself being affected, go and ground yourself. Go and love on an animal. That in itself will help ground you and connect you to the universe and the greater spirit at play. So go and do that. Keep your eyes open for anybody new coming into your life and any opportunities that they may offer to you, because you never know what's around the corner. I know the astrology is wild at the moment, but the exciting part of that is life isn't boring. There's so much on offer, and we need to embrace every single moment of it. We need to find the positive in things that can be a little trying, because there is always a lesson, and we need to keep that in mind. So if you watched the October monthly Oracle Wisdom, did the reading line up with how your month is playing out? We've still got a week, 2 weeks before the month ends. If you haven't watched that reading, go back and have a watch. Let me know what pile you picked and if that's resonating for how your month is playing out. With this reading, of course, always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not every reading is for every person, and that's absolutely okay. And this Thursday, at 1 p.m. Pacific, Anne and I will be doing an episode of Gemini Rising that is on the Natalie Sadie YouTube page with an incredible woman named Vanessa. And I'll be putting all the information about her up on our Facebook and Instagram pages so that you can learn a little bit about her and her books. And this is going to be an incredible conversation. Her life is... man, she's lived a life, and I've been reading her book, and it's going to be such a great episode. So make sure you tune in for that, 1 till 3 o'clock Thursday. Of course, the recording will be up there if you can't join us live. But of course, if you do, we'll have the chat up. So if you've got any questions for Vanessa, we'll be able to ask her those as we go. So thank you so much for joining me for the live. I really appreciate all of you. And of course, Anne, thank you so much.